Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers. Y'all know what time it is, man. It is time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And we're talking the Art of Persuasion, part 4. You guys, we have been hammering in on this series, 16 ways to move people to action without being pushy. Do me a favor, comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to make sure you get a copy of this summary guide that I'm reading from. I think everybody has to understand the role that persuasion plays in your life and the fact that every single one of us has to use this skill. So it's not just a business skill. Persuasion and the art of persuasion is a life skill. So let's get ready for part 4 of these 16 ways to move people to action without being pushy. Comment where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, and let's kick it. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, Ultimate Hustlers and Digital Empire Builders, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite entrepreneur from MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Coming to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri, where we're still giving away a free copy of our book, Monetize My Life, 4 incredibly simple ways to turn your passions into profit with little to no startup costs. Ladies and gentlemen, you literally have no excuse. The internet and social media combined together with your gifts and talents equals another stream of income for you and could potentially grow into a full-time income stream if that's what you desire. Go to monetizemyLifeacademy.com/free book to get yourself a copy and also get an instant access to our course, How to Become an Influencer. That's going to change the game for you. We're talking the art of persuasion. This is part 4 in our 5-part series. And tomorrow we wrap up with an excellent sales professional coach who's going to put a nice bow on this art of persuasion and teach you how to sell and how to close the deal. But a couple quick announcements before we get into our 16 ways to become to move people to action without being pushy. Thank you so much for all of you guys who attended the Black Business Expo's series yesterday, where I was able to speak about content marketing and how to grow your business and your brand, leveraging content and creating your own content platform. I thank you so much for tuning in and showing your boy some love. Keep in mind, it's not too late to donate, ladies and gentlemen. If you donate to the Black Business Expo Scholarship Fund, I'm going to give you some free gifts for doing that. If you donate $10, you get 1 gift. $25, you get 2 gifts. If you donate $50 or more, you get 3 gifts, including a free vacation voucher. So I'm going to put the link in the comments and the show notes so that you guys can do that. But that scholarship fund is sending kids to college, and it's also helping kids who are in college get the resources they need, like laptops and different things, so that they can be successful while they are in college. So I appreciate your support in that area. Also, I'm looking for 2 people to coach and mentor who want to have their own financial education business. If you are serious, if you're coachable, if you're available, and you are ambitious, then you are the type of person that I'm looking for. I'm going to show you how I get paid for posting financial tips and strategies on social media. And I built a solid 4-figure monthly residual income for me and my family. If you're interested in that, I need you to take down this phone number. Text the word franchise to 314-874-6887. Text the keyword franchise to 314-874-6887. This is not a free program. It's going to cost you a couple $100s to get started, but you get my coaching and my mentorship for free when you become part of the program. I want to help more and more people join us in this fight against the war on poverty, and we need more soldiers in this army. So I'm looking for 2, maybe 3 people that I can coach this month and get off to a great start. If that's you, text keyword franchise to 314-874-6887. We're talking 16 ways to move people to action without being pushy. It's also known as the art of persuasion. Before we get into that, let me give you my quote of the day. Today's quote of the day: what you become is more important than what you get, right? What you become is more important than what you get. And if you have a favorite quote, make sure you drop that in the comments as well. But listen, what you become is more important than what you get. That's by the great Jim Rohn. And I want you to think about that, because sometimes if you don't realize this, the journey is the reward, right? The person you're becoming is the reward. Have you guys ever wanted something really, really bad, and as you were on your way to getting it, you were happy, you were fulfilled, you knew you were on a mission, and everything was great in your life. And then when you got it, it was kind of anticlimactic. And then you went after another dream, another goal. You started pursuing something else, and then you got right back into your happy place. You got right back into the mode of, man, this feels good. I'm invigorated. I'm living. And then you pursue it, you pursue it, you pursue it, and then you get it, and it's anticlimactic. Why does that happen? Because the person that you're becoming is the true reward, not the stuff. See, I have a goal of building a media empire that will one day rival Ted Turner and Walt Disney, but that goal isn't for the stuff. It's not for the thing. The goal is for the person that I have to become to pull it off. Because if I become that person, then my entire family tree changes, not because of the stuff that we're going to gain by being able to build a billion-dollar empire, but by the intangibles, the person I have to become, the people that my sons will have to become, the person that my wife will have to become on this journey. That, my friend, is the real reward. And when you start understanding that, you can set your pursuits, you can set your goals in that, with that in mind. Now it's like, yeah, I want this massive amount of wealth, but I don't want it for me. I want it so that I can have the resources and the connections to rebuild my community. And the person that I'm going to have to become along the journey to get the resources is also the person that I'm going to need to stand in the face of the fire that's going to come at me for rebuilding my community and creating jobs for Black folks. You understand? The person that you become is more important than the stuff. The stuff is important. You got to have the stuff out there in front of you to run towards, to go through the things that you're going to have to go through in order to become the person that you need to become in order to get what you want. That is a quote from the great Jim Rohn. And today's quote of the day is brought to you by my good friend, Brian Keith McNeil, the sales confidence coach, and he's going to be on the show tomorrow. So let me let you hear from Brian Keith real quick.
Hello, I'm Brian K. McNeil, the Sales Confidence Coach. And what I do is I help service-based entrepreneurs to sell their services better than they ever have before so they can earn more money than ever before. I teach them what to say and what to do that infuses them with more confidence in their business than ever before. Again, my name is Brian K. McNeil, and I am the Sales Confidence Coach.
All right, how many of you guys are excited about Brian coming on the show tomorrow and breaking down the strategy of sales? I can't wait, man. That is super, super important. Keep those quotes coming, ladies and gentlemen. Every man is a chain link for goodness towards the freedom he desires. One love. Man, you better say that, Kimberly. I certainly appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking the art of persuasion, 16 ways to move people to action without being pushy. This is part 4. If you missed any of the first 3 parts, all you got to do, guys, if you want to see the replays of any of our past episodes, go to thecortezhustleshow.com, and all of our replays are up there, plus additional commentary, show notes, as well as a link to go connect with our sponsors. But let's recap the first, I think we ended up with 12. So number 1, understand that you must focus on them, not you. The difference between persuasion and manipulation: persuasion is about the other person. Manipulation is about you. You're trying to get people to do something only because it's going to benefit you. If it happens to benefit them, yeah, that's cool, but it's all about you. No, when you focus on the other person, then that's the art of persuasion versus manipulation. Number 2, communicate clearly. You've got to get clear on your communication of what it is that you actually want. What do you want people to do, right? Don't beat around the bush. At some point, you have to, if you're in business, ask for the sale. Hey, would you like to buy my product? Right? At some point, you got to ask for the sale. If you're trying to persuade something to do something, you can't just beat around the bush all the time. If you got something that you need your wife to do, your husband to do, yeah, it's cool to butter them up, but you got to actually ask them so that it's clear what it is that you want. You want your kids to do something. You got to be clear about exactly what you want them to do. Guys, persuasion is one of those life skills that we use all the time without even knowing that we're using it. So imagine if we actually got intentional about this art form, right? Number 3, start small. You want to start getting people to agree with you and take small actions if you need them to take a bigger action. We call it micro yeses, right? When I introduce myself to someone online, I want them to go to my website, to click a link. That's a yes. So they click the link. Then when they get to the other page after they click the link, then they see that I'm giving them something for free. But in order to get it, they got to put in their name and email address. That's another yes, right? And then when they get to the next page, they got to click a button to download what I'm giving them for free. While they're downloading that, I might also have a sales video talking about something that they can buy from me that will help enhance what I'm giving them for free. That's another yes, right? I might ask them to join my community, join my Facebook group. That's another yes. And ultimately, I will ask them if they want to join my coaching program. Do they want me to help them write their first book with our Instant Authority Blueprint program? Do they want me to be part of our mastermind community or group or what have you? Those micro yeses are important along your journey. Number 4 is probably the most important. You guys know this if you're familiar with my Boss Up strategy, where I teach people the strategy of content marketing is be authentic. Right? When you boss up, you be your authentic self, you operate with integrity, you study success, you add systems, and then you understand your target market and you produce content with all of those things in mind. That's my boss up formula, right? But you got to be your authentic self, right? Nobody likes to feel like they're being duped. Nobody likes to feel like they are being taken advantage of. And nobody likes to be around a phony, right? And by all means, nobody likes to be around someone who is perceived to be perfect, right? So be your authentic self, flaws and all. Number 4,
Number 5, use the law of reciprocity, right? Be willing to give something, right? Be willing to serve first. I was having this conversation with my co-host of the St. Louis Hustle podcast, and we're looking to expand our network and our foundation. And she's like, man, there's some great people that we need to be connecting with. How should we go about doing it? I said, the way we've been doing it is we have to go and serve people first. Bring value to people first before you ask them for anything. The law of reciprocity, also known as the law of sowing and reaping. Number 6, use proper patterns of speech, right? You can't be monotone and think you're going to be effective. You not only have to use proper patterns of speech, but you also have to recognize nonverbal communication as well. So one of the things that you do, especially if you're face to face and encountering with people, you can look on people's face and see if they're confused about what you're saying. And then you might have to rephrase it. You might have to slow it down. You might have to soften your tone, right? All of those things are important parts of speech pattern and communication as it relates to trying to get people to understand first what you want them to do and then get them to take action. Number 7, create scarcity, right? This is a great persuasive tactic, is to create scarcity. But remember, guys, the scarcity has to be authentic. It can't be like, we all got that one store in our community that's always going out of business, right? You guys ever seen that in your community? Right? We got this one furniture store that has been going out of business for 20 years. Hey, this our going out of business sale. The doors are closing. Everything is 50 to 70% off because we got to get this stuff out of there. We're going out of business. That's fake scarcity. You've been going out of business for 20 years, really? You don't want to do that. If you're creating scarcity, make it authentic. Like in my sales funnel, I have some one-time offers, and they are for real one-time offers. It's like, if you leave this page, you cannot get this offer at this price. You can get this thing, whatever I'm selling, you can get that, but you can never get it at this price once you leave this page. And you got to stand on that and create real scarcity. Otherwise, you are basically creating an integrity issue if you're using false or phony scarcity. Number 8, be confident. This is super, super huge, ladies and gentlemen. And let me just read what we talked about. And I think this came in part number 2. So again, thecortezhustleshow.com if you want to see the first 3 parts in this series where we go into deep. We did a deep dive on each one of these things. But here's the power of confidence. It says, research shows that people are persuaded more by confidence than by expertise. People are persuaded more by confidence than by expertise. And when you understand that, then the next question you might have is, well, Cortez, what can I do to improve or increase my level of confidence? Right? Well, the number one thing that you can do to improve or increase confidence is be prepared. See, nothing like being confident, nothing like improves confidence like being prepared, knowing you put in the time, knowing that you put in the work, right? When I did my keynote yesterday for the Black Business Expo, right? I was confident because I had prepared. I had gone over my talking points. I had gone over my notes. And these are strategies that I teach. These are strategies that I live. These are things that I do daily. So I was prepared to give that speech. I was able to deliver it with confidence because of the preparation on the front end. If you're not confident in what you're selling, you're not confident in what you're trying to get someone to do, then make sure you're spending some extra time to prepare, because that's where confidence grows. Confidence also grows from execution. If you're doing something yourself and getting results, then it becomes easier to speak to those things in a very confident manner. Number 9, paint a vivid picture, right? Everybody heard this before: facts tell, stories sell. You got to really paint a vivid picture. You got to understand the process called future pacing, right? That means I want to get people to visualize themselves with the benefit of whatever I'm trying to persuade them to do, right? So if I'm trying to get my son to get a job, and I want to future pace, I want to give him I want to help him see a picture. Man, I can just see you right now, right? You getting that first check, it's $600-700. You can put in 3 weeks worth of work. That first check comes in. Man, I see us, giving a little bit to the church, putting some to the side for your savings. And then, you taking your girlfriend out on a nice date. You might spend $40 or $50 and get your car nice and detailed, get it really cleaned up, vacuumed out, smelling all. What am I doing? I'm painting a vivid picture of the benefit of him doing the thing that I want him to do, right? It's called future pacing, right? Consider how your audience processes information. For those of you who heard me talk yesterday for the Black Business Expo, you heard me talk about providing what it is that you do in a lot of different mediums, right? Whether it's a written post, whether it is an image post, whether it is a video, whether it is an audio clip, right? Everybody learns differently. So when you are trying to persuade someone, be prepared to hit them from different angles with different types of content, right? Number 11, acknowledge and overcome objections. When people have a question about what it is that you do, or when they say why, like our kids will say, why? Okay, why? Okay, why? The worst thing you could do is do what most of us parents do. Because I said so, right? Because it makes people feel small. What you want to do is get in the habit of acknowledging the objection, right? Write this down, man, and never forget it. When you're dealing with people, everything is about relationship. And if you want to build greater relationships with people, the number one thing that you can do is make people feel felt. The number one thing that you can do if you want to build a relationship, you want to build rapport, you want to deepen a relationship, make people feel felt. And it's an art form to that as well. And we don't have time to get into that. But what we do have time to get into right now is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And then we'll give you the last of these 16 points today. And then tomorrow, my man, Brian Keith McNeil is going to come on and put a nice bow on this art of persuasion for our entrepreneurs and teach you how to sell more, be confident in your selling so you can make more money, as Brian likes to say. So let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. It's where I play a short 1 minute motivational clip. Ask that you give your takeaways from this video, and I'll give a couple takeaways as well. So here we go with 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Many people are suffering from battle fatigue. They've been standing a long time, trying to break the addiction, believing for the promotion, praying for that family member, but hasn't happened yet. They never dreamed they'd still be single, still be dealing with the illness, still be trying to get the loan. Now they're tired. Let me encourage you, your time is coming. Your due season is on the way. Don't let time talk you out of it. Don't let discouragement cause you to give up. Don't let negative thoughts convince you to settle where you are.
You were born to succeed, to win, to conquer all difficulties, and to have all your faculties fully developed.
The only thing in life that stands between you and everything you've ever wanted to do is doing it. All that stood between me and everything I've ever wanted to do in life was doing it.
You have to trust your own voice, your own ideas, your honesty, your vulnerability, and through this you will find your way. You do not have to be fearless. Just don't let fear stop you. Live like this as best you can, and I guarantee you will look back on a life well lived. You are capable of greatness in your profession, and more importantly, in your quality of self. Stay hungry. Stay young at heart. Take those risks.
Whoo-wee. What did y'all hear? What did y'all hear? Let me know in the comments. What did you hear? Man, there's nothing like starting your day with positivity, right? I'll tell you, if you guys don't get up and get you some positive, encouraging words in yourself every morning, man, you're missing out. I promise you, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. Every morning I'm up. First thing I do is give thanks, do a little meditation in bed, get out the bed, put them earbuds in, and I start my workout, and I'm always listening to something like this, man. But don't get weary in well-doing, for in due season, your time is coming, man. Matter of fact, I want everybody to put in the comments, my time is coming. He said battle fatigue, right? Oh, I've got some humming going on here. Battle fatigue, right? It is when you've been in the fight for a long time and you can't tell if you're making any progress and you feel like you want to give up. Man, don't give up. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. Some seeds germinate quickly and you see the seedling pop up through the earth quickly. Other seeds, like Asian bamboo, grows underground for 5 years before it ever breaks the surface. But when it breaks the surface, they say it grows so fast that you could literally hear it growing if you put it on put a stethoscope on it. You can hear it growing. That's how fast it grows. But if you're not careful, you will see nothing happening on the surface of your life, and you will think that what you're doing isn't working. But what's happening is a lot of us had a lot of internal growth that needed to take place. So nothing is showing on the surface, but man, we got root structures growing. We got things happening on the inside of us like nobody's business. So do not get weary in well-doing. Said you were born to win. You were born to win. Listen, y'all, if I was outside, I would pick up one of those little helicopter seeds. You guys know that in some communities, you got those trees, when the wind blows, the seed falls and it falls to the ground like a helicopter, right? How do I know you were born to win? Because every one of those seeds has within it everything it needs to become a tree. You have within you everything you need to become as great as you are destined to become. Put this in the comments, man. A tree can't grow halfway. A tree cannot grow halfway. What do I mean? See, people, because of free will, we have the ability to stifle or limit our own growth. Not a tree. When you put a tree in the right environment, it will never stop growing to reach the sun. The same is true for us, y'all. But the key is right environment. Some of the environments that we are placing ourselves in are environments that are actually limiting our ability to grow. But if you put yourself in the right environment, which will create the right frame of mind, you will never stop growing towards the sun. Or in other words, you will never stop growing to reach the full capacity. And that is, and this is my humble opinion, that is your full capacity is to be like your creator. You never stop growing when you put yourself in the right environment. But when you put yourself in the wrong environment, sometimes your growth threatens the other people in that environment. So you literally stop yourself from growing. Oh, I got to go here. You put yourself in the wrong environment and your growth becomes a threat to the other people in that environment, so you shut it down. I'm on my way to the top, but my friends are threatened by that. So let me slow down and allow them to catch up. What happens if they don't want to grow at all? Now you done stopped your growth waiting on somebody who's 100% content and comfortable with where they are. So environment is key. Guys, fearlessness is a myth. Fearlessness is a myth. There is no such thing as being fearless. We all feel fear. What you have to do is be courageous. You have to know how to take courage in spite of fear and never allow fear to stop you. Feel the fear, but never allow it to stop you. Feel the fear and allow it to cause you to move with caution, but never allow it to stop you. Matter of fact, use the fear, because all the best things in life are usually right on the other side of fear. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. And then he said, take those risks. Trust yourself. Trust that intuition, right? Trust your inner voice. That's why it's important to meditate and spend time alone so you can start hearing that little voice. So you can start to trust it. It's important, guys. I know this is supposed to be 1 minute motivation, but somebody got a little excited around here. So that is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. It is the premier digital marketing mastermind for small businesses and solopreneurs like coaches, consultants. You're trying to figure out how to build your business on the internet, then this is the mastermind that you need to be a part of. You can start your trial for just $1 for your first month. It comes with instant access to courses like YouTube Authority, courses like Personal Branding Blueprint. You literally get what you need to start building your business online in the first month. And then we meet monthly with a 2-hour workshop every single month on the 15th of every month. But then we also have what I call half hours of power, which are short training sessions on a particular subject where I might just introduce you to something new to get your wheels turning. If you're trying to figure out how to grow your business on the internet, you need to be part of this mastermind. All you got to do is go to monetizemylifeacademy.com. You can subscribe for $1 for your first month. Test us out, see if you like it. If you do, you can stick around. If you don't, then you can move on. But that is 1 minute motivation on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by monetizemylifeacademy.com. Now, let's run through these last few. We're talking 16 ways to move people to action without being pushy. It's called the art of persuasion, right? Number 12 on the list, speaking positive. Generally speaking, people don't respond well to negative speech. Sometimes you try to use reverse psychology. Sometimes you try to use antagonistic strategies to get people to take action. Generally, that doesn't work. It works on certain people where you can get all in their face and you can tell them that they won't succeed, and they'll take that and internalize it and flip it and say, I'll show you, and they'll go out and succeed. Most times that doesn't work. And we covered that extensively in part 3. So again, thecortezhustleshow.com is where you guys want to go to check out the replays of all the shows, but definitely if you want to see parts 1, 2, and 3 for the Art of Persuasion, then you can check that out. So now let's get into today's meat. Number 13, match the body language of the person you're speaking with, right? 80% of all communication is nonverbal. Always remember that. 80% of all communication is nonverbal. It's not what you're saying. It's how your eyes are moving when you're saying it. When I get these little lines in my forehead when I'm saying it, right? My posture, all of that. One simple yet highly persuasive method of communicating is to mirror and match the body language of the person you're speaking with. In other words, try to generally use the same type of body language and voice of the person you're trying to persuade. If they use hand gestures, you use hand gestures yourself. If they sit up straight, try to match their posture. Attempt to match their voice tone with your voice tone with theirs, as well as speaking speed, right? If a person speaks fast, then chances are they listen fast too. So you might want to quicken your pace and your delivery. If a person speaks slowly, chances are they listen slowly. So you have to mirror that as much as you can. Now, don't make it so obvious that they feel mocked. Because the last thing you want to do is mock somebody that you're trying to persuade, especially in a business sense or anything that you're trying to persuade, because clearly you're trying to get someone to do something, you know it's going to benefit them. You don't want them to feel mocked, right? So be careful with this one. This is a simple way of building rapport with a person. Also, you validate them. By mirroring a person's body language, you show that you're actually paying attention to them and want to communicate with them in a manner that's meaningful for them, right? So matching body language, mirroring the speed of speech and that kind of stuff actually validates the person, right? But again, you don't want them to feel mocked and like you're trying to make fun of them, but mirror is good. Number 14, notice what matters to them most, right? This is where I've got to get better. I'm not even gonna lie. So like when you're communicating with someone, and they keep coming back to the same point, like it's called a sticking point, right? They keep coming back to that point that matters to them. And you got to recognize and acknowledge that. And you might need to hang a pin in that yourself and go deeper into that. That might mean it derails your entire presentation. Listen carefully to what they're saying to determine what is most important to them. What words and phrases do they repeatedly use? What subjects come up again and again? Are there certain pain points or struggles that they regularly speak about? These things are signals about what really matters to them. Once you've identified the words and phrases a person repeatedly uses, speak those same words and phrases back to them throughout the conversation. Again, you're in mirror mode, right? Use the same words as you talk. By speaking the same words back to a person, you show that you're an active listener and truly want to understand what they're saying. You demonstrate that you're actually listening and not just waiting to make your own point. Man, my mentor, Brian Bain, gets me in a drill, and it's one of the toughest drills that we do in our game changer events. And his whole training thing is about getting you to listen, right? And if you don't practice active listening, it's one of the hardest things to do. We all love to hear what somebody is saying only to come up with our response. That's it. That's why we're listening. We're only listening so that we can give them our opinion. Now you got to listen to understand. And most times, if you're listening to understand, it won't cause you to come up with responses in your mind. It will cause you to come up with questions in your mind so that you can understand further. Remember, the number one thing that you can do in order to build relationship, deepen relationship, build rapport quickly with someone is to make them feel felt. This is how you do it. This is how you make people feel felt, right? And I got to show some love to my girl, Sunny Leonarduzzi, because she broke that down in one of her videos, and it's stuck with me ever since, right? You make people feel felt by listening to understand and not to speak, not to give a response, right? If you're not careful, people will ask you a rhetorical question and you'll answer, right? You ever done that? Ask somebody a rhetorical question and they give you an answer. That's a sign that they're not listening to understand. They're trying to hurry up and get back in command of the conversation, right? This enables you to build a strong rapport, which in turn makes you more persuasive. Number 15, demonstrate your authority and expertise. Demonstrate your authority and expertise. People tend to respond to authority and expertise. If someone is a proven expert in a field, we're more likely to trust what they have to say and be persuaded by their arguments, right? Demonstrate that where you can, but you do it in a way that does not make a person feel small. When ego gets involved, you will demonstrate your authority and your expertise by making a person feel small. So if the fastest and the best way, the number one way to make people, to build rapport and deepen a relationship is to make them feel felt, the fastest way to lose that rapport or to turn someone off is to make them feel small. So you got to be careful. You want to demonstrate your expertise, but you got to do it in a way that people don't feel small. So if you have expertise or authority in a matter, show it off. You're not bragging or boasting. You're simply telling people that you're qualified to speak about a particular subject. You're showing them that you're trustworthy and that they should listen to your argument. Do you have a diploma? Having it on your wall. Have you won awards? Put them on in your bio. Have you been featured in prominent publications? Highlight those publications where possible. Do you have years of experience in your field? Let everyone know, but again, without making people feel small. Your goal is simply to prove that you know what you're doing and are an expert in your field, that you've put in the work and actually know what you're talking about. When you combine the confidence mentioned above with proven expertise, it can be incredibly persuasive. So in other words, when you have the confidence and the receipts, that's a game changer. That's, my friend, how you become persuasive. Number 16, and this is the last one, guys, last one. Number 16, be right. In the end, you need to be right, or at least truly believe you are, right? Otherwise, you're simply trying to persuade someone to believe something that's fundamentally false. So if you're trying to persuade someone Remember, the difference between persuading and manipulating is it's about the other person. So if you're trying to persuade someone and versus manipulating is all about you. I'm going to get you to do something because I need it done because it benefits me. Persuasion is I'm going to get you to do something because it's going to benefit you. You got to be right about that. So when they take the action, it's got to benefit them the way that you're saying it will, right? It's much more difficult to be persuasive if you don't truly believe in what you're saying. If you know that you're communicating a lie, it's much more difficult to be confident. So do the hard work of ensuring that your reasoning is sound, your conclusions are accurate, and your points are logical. Avoid being sloppy when putting together your thoughts and arguments. Again, that goes back to being prepared. Don't try to cut corners as you anticipate objections. People can tell when you haven't put in the work. They can detect when you don't truly believe what you're saying. So you want your argument to be correct. So we're going to recap this real quick, ladies and gentlemen, but I got to go to a quick break. I want to share with you this brand new resource that you can use to help teach your children about money. And I'll put the link in the comments for you to go ahead and grab it. Plus, y'all know the way we do. I'm going to give you a couple of bonuses if you go and take action today. So check this out.
I want to help you guys teach the babies about money with this brand new resource right here. Bang, check that out. Kids Love Money. They Just Don't Understand It by S.L. Crawford. Man, I'm excited about this. I'm actually having the author of this book come on the Cortez Hustle Show in a couple weeks. So y'all be looking out for this. But I didn't just get the book, y'all. Watch this. She also created these wonderful money flashcards. Boom. Check that out, man. So now we've got no excuse as to why we are not teaching our babies about money. We know that they're never going to teach this stuff in school. Poverty is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So please understand that it is your responsibility as a parent to make sure your children are financially literate. You can no longer use the excuse that, hey, my parents didn't teach me about money. No, you can go and learn about money yourself so you can teach it to your children. So these are some pretty dope flashcards that comes with the bundle that I bought. And then this is the book.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you who get the book through the link that I just put in the show notes and the descriptions, get the book and the flashcards, and I'm actually going to give you 3 free gifts for showing some support for our sponsors. Free gift number 1 is one of my most popular ebooks on how to increase your income. Free gift number 2 is an investment book, How to Increase Your Assets. Free gift number 3 is a $100 restaurant voucher where you get free meals from a lot of the most popular restaurants in your area. So all you got to do is click on the link, go ahead and buy the bundle, and then I put my email address in there and email me a copy of your receipt, proof of purchase. And I'm going to get you those free resources as well. And then, of course, Shamrika is going to be on the show on the 21st, talking about the importance of bringing financial literacy to our babies in a way that they can digest and consume it, because kids do love money. They just don't understand it. And this resource will help your kids understand money. So the Art of Persuasion, ladies and gentlemen, we ran through all 16 right on schedule, because tomorrow, Brian Keith McNeil is going to come through and show us some love and put it all together for entrepreneurs, how to close the deal and make more money as an entrepreneur with these persuasive tips. So number 1, focus on them, not you. Number 2, Communicate clearly. Number 3, start small. Get small commitments and agreements. Get them to agree with you on small things. Number 4, be your authentic self. That is critically important. Number 5, use the law of reciprocity. Be willing to serve and give first before you ask. Number 6, use proper patterns of speech. Know when to speed up, slow down. Know when your prospect or the person you're trying to persuade is not understanding, right? Create scarcity, right? It's okay to take it away from them. Number 8, be confident. Confident is better than expertise in a lot of cases. Number 9, paint a vivid picture. Future pace them. Get them to see themselves with the benefits of what you're trying to persuade them to do. Consider how your audience processes information. Number 10, do you need to be faster? Do you need to be slower? Do you need to bring in visual elements, right? That's important. Number 11, acknowledge and overcome objections. Make people feel felt, ladies and gentlemen. Number 12, speak in positives. Yeah, you can antagonize certain people, but most people, you got to be positive and encouraging in your persuasive tactics. Number 13, match the body language and of the person that you're speaking with. Mirror them. Helps build rapport. Number 14, notice what matters most to them. Pay attention. Listen to understand. Don't listen to respond. Number 15, demonstrate your authority and expertise, but don't make your prospects feel small. Fast way to turn them off is to make them feel small. And number 16, be right? Make sure that what you're presenting is actually going to get them the benefits that you're promising. And if you've done this thing right, especially from a business perspective, you should only be talking to people who are already looking for your solution. Right? It's called target marketing. You should only be talking to people that are looking for your solution, have the means to purchase your solution, and now it's just a matter of introducing yourself and letting them know why your solution is the best. So that is the art of persuasion. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking to add another stream of income and want to make some money from home, then you can connect with your boy. I have a financial education opportunity that I want to coach and mentor about 2 or 3 people with this month, where I want to teach you how to use social media to post financial tips and strategies and how that can turn into a solid 4-figure residual income for you. If you are interested in that, I need you to text me keyword franchise to 314-874-6887. Text me keyword franchise to 314-874-6887 if you're looking for a solid home-based business opportunity that's going to allow you to make some money from home. We specialize in 3 things, ladies and gentlemen. We help you make money, we help you save money, and we help you grow the money that you make and save with us. It's all in one bundle. Text franchise to 314-874-6887. Also, I promise you, if you want to know where to get access to this resource, it is in our private Facebook group called Wealth Creation Playbook. You go to facebook.com/groups/Wealth Creation Playbook. You can get this resource in our file section. So I'm going to put that in the comments now. Join our group, facebook.com/groups/Wealth Creation Playbook. Got tons of resources in there for you as well, not just this one, but tons of resources. We have an investment playbook. We have a branding and marketing playbook. We have a credit playbook. We have all of the necessary things that you need to be learning to actually create wealth for you and your family. So I appreciate you guys listening. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, where Brian Keith McNeil is going to come in and shut it down on how to close more sales and put all of this into perspective when it comes to the art of persuasion. Till I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.